Hi, Professor Ruff. Aubrey Gideon here. Just going to start off with the attribution theory for learning. And the attribution theory is basically when students make their own judgment about the causes of their behavior and the causes of others' behavior. There's usually a locus, which is the main point of the causation. And basically, when I say behavior, I'm basically saying like the grades that they get compared to other students. Like, let's say a student fails an exam, instead of blaming themselves, they're going to have an external blame or an external locus, and that blame is going to usually be blamed on the teacher. Like, oh, I did horribly on that test because the teacher did not teach me anything correctly. Same with internal, like the student will say that they did a good job on, like if they got a good grade, they'll blame the success on themselves. But if they do horrible, they'll blame their failure on the teachers. And then if they see the other students doing well or getting an A and they like failed it, they'll say, oh, that student got an A because of luck or something. They'll make an external reason for the good grade of the other student. Um, so yeah, it's a lot of self-directed thoughts and emotions, um, expectancy and value, and the social context will affect the student's performance. And teacher feedback and comments can alter a student's attribution. And the next one I'm going to talk about is the goal theory, which basically I have a concept map, but it's a little sloppy. But basically, for the goal theory concept map, we have mastery goals, which are usually intrinsic goals, and it's students who want to truly understand the task at hand. And it'll branch off into mastery approach, which is when students strive to master the task. Like, for an example would be in French class when a teacher asks everyone to go around and repeat the French word to get the correct pronunciation. That's a mastery approach. There's also mastery avoidance, but I'm not going to get into that because it's very complicated and I'm not sure I quite understand it. But the other branch for goal theories is the performance goals, which are extrinsic goals instead of intrinsic goals. And there's the performance approach, which is when students strive to show that they're more competent than their peers. Like in my ASAP cooking class, kids who know how to crack eggs, for instance, will raise their hands really fast because they know how to do it correctly. And then there's the performance avoidance, which are when students strive to not appear stupid to their peers. So an example with this, in my ASAP class, we were reading Dr. Seuss out loud, and one of my students refused to read because I guess she wasn't that strong of a reader, and she didn't want to appear stupid in front of her peers, so she refused to read. So that is performance avoidance. And the next theory I'm going to talk about is the expectancy value theory, which is the theory that motivation stems from two variables: confidence to complete the task and personal importance of the task. So there's a level of risk involved with this theory because a lot of the times, like if a student is not confident enough to complete their task, then they're probably not going to do it as well. And then another thing would be personal importance of the task. Say I'm given a huge assignment and I have no motivation to do it at all, not even an extrinsic motivation, like for a good grade or something. I'm not going to think that that task is very important on my list of priorities. A lot of questions asked by students would be, do I want to actually do this task? And are the rewards from this task even tangible, or are they intangible? And peers can also have a huge influence. Like if they see their friends not interested, they may not be interested as well. And like someone mentioned in class that their ASAP group, some of the students Like if they weren't interested in soccer, for instance, they would just ask to sit down or ask to be just like asked to do something else because they weren't interested in it at all. Therefore, they didn't want to play the sport at all. So those are the three learning theories that I wanted to talk about. Thank you for your time.